Hey Wolfgang, it's the Lone She Wolf here, and today on my channel we will be discussing boundaries. So, stay tuned.
If you could, you would get rid of me. If you gon' do when a bitch try to go hard, but I won't let you get to me. You should already figure I'ma go hard. If you was as real as me, you would never let another girl sit in your throne.
Welcome back. I hope y'all love my intro. So first, let's get into a little disclaimer. These are wolf ears, not bunny ears. Mind y'all business. Y'all think y'all know everything. So let's get into our video, what boundaries are. So the definition of boundaries, my personal definition, shit I'm just not gonna put up with, period. Now let's talk about what the real definition of boundaries is. Boundaries is defined as a line that marks the limit of an area. Boring. I like mine better, but I guess. There are many different types of categories that you can put boundaries in, but I'm gonna put a few up here so that y'all can see, just so I don't have to keep saying boundaries, 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 boundaries. Now on to the topic of why we need boundaries. Boundaries help protect us from potential harm. They help us create safe and healthy relationships of all kinds. It's also a clear understanding of how far you're willing to go in any situation. Now let's set some boundaries together, step by step. So step 1, know your limits. Understand your limits. Boundaries have nothing to do with love and everything to do with having and keeping the peace within yourself and with others. When you're setting a boundary, it needs to apply to family, friends, associates, in the workplace, everywhere. You need boundaries everywhere and boundaries with every single person you come in contact with, no matter who they are. Step 2, be assertive. Be a little forceful, but not too forceful. Make sure that you're setting the tone for yourself, because if people see that you're a little hesitant, they're gonna push your buttons. They are gonna cross your boundaries. Always say what you mean and mean what you say when you're talking about your boundaries and what it is that you need and want from a person. Don't fold. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Don't fold. People can smell the lack of confidence a mile away. You can't let it happen. People will fight you to the death about your boundaries. You just can't let them. Step 3 and the final step, don't give up. Setting boundaries take time. Practice make perfect. Setting boundaries can be hard, especially when you're dealing with people that you love dearly. It's very easy to just tell a person that you don't like or that you care less about to, watch yourself, or easy to just cut them off. But when it's a family member, it's very hard, speaking from experience. But once you master it, love it. Okay, so let's get into a plan of action for when your boundaries have been crossed. That's my favorite. First, you need to stop and you need to speak on it. Don't keep letting shit slide. You need to tell them how that shit made you feel, and you don't need it being done again. Now, and if they do it again,
you want to get fucked up. You want to get fucked with.
You're going to have to distance yourself. You're going to have to find ways of less communication with that person, being around that person less. You're just going to have to really take yourself out of the equation. I mean, it ain't much more to it. And a little side note, we not dumb here. We all adults. We all know when somebody does something wrong or something bad. We all be knowing what we be doing, right? It's the same with your boundaries. You tell a person that you don't like when they do something and they do it anyway. Now you fucking think I'm stupid. So let's give an example. Me personally, I can't stand a liar. When you lie, it make me feel like I can't trust you. It make me feel like, okay, what else is this person lying about? it makes me feel like you think that I'm fucking stupid. And we all know that I'm not fucking stupid. So don't play me like I'm stupid.
If you try me, I'ma fuck y'all hoes up. Straight up like that.
Last but not least, because I'm tired of being on this motherfucking camera, how to stay firm in your boundary setting process. You have to really understand that people who continuously overstep your boundaries don't give a fuck about you, don't give a fuck about how you feel, none of it. These type of people can be categorized as narcissistic and manipulative, and I don't like neither one. You just have to put yourself first, no matter what. Like, I gotta put me first. That's really the only way I could really categorize it, because if you put them first, then you get hurt, right? So put you first. Put your boundaries first. The people who stick around after you set your boundary is the ones that's supposed to be there. The ones that overstep your boundaries, they're not supposed to be in your life. And it's sad to say, but they're not. Like, it's really simple. If you don't even respect yourself, why do you think somebody that's manipulative and narcissistic is going to respect you or your boundaries? They don't give a fuck. You're like a sheep, and I'm the wolf. Now that we have a clear understanding about boundaries, I want to really get down to the nitty-gritty of why I did this video. So I basically wanted to do the boundary video, but I wanted to also set some boundaries for my own YouTube channel. Disrespect, that's number one. I'm not tolerating it. I'm not dealing with it. You will be blocked. This is my channel. You have some extra stuff to say, make your own fucking channel. Yeah, talk about whatever it is you want to talk about on your own channel. I will be discussing a lot of things about my life on my channel. A lot of things that I really didn't want to share, but it's a part of my healing process. So when I do share these things, I will be, in a vulnerable place. I'm not going to be dealing with any disrespect, because once I get disrespectful, it's going to get ugly, and we don't want it to be ugly.
But if I were to see you and slap the fuck out you, then I'd be wrong. Right?
So let's get into a little bit about what I will be discussing without going too deep into it. I'll be talking about like everyday life situations, things I've gone through, whether it was as an adult or as a child. I will be talking about my military life. I will be talking about my married life. I will be talking about becoming a mom. The greatest thing ever is becoming a mom. So, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about like work-life balance, the fact that I'm an entrepreneur, how I, handle the everyday situations of, working, being a mom, being an entrepreneur. So, I hope to see y'all on my next video, and thank y'all for watching.
You can hate me, but why knock my hustle? I'ma be the queen no matter how they shuffle. Skirts with that ruffle, Louis want a duffel. I'm a bad bitch, no muscle.